care of labor.
Only intended for a plane capsule.
You don't want to die of cold. Toll free.
I'll give you trouble.
Hello there, it is me Tarman and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing another vintage Warhammer speed paint. Random Space Marine of the week, so let's decide. So we are going to be painting the OG Space Marine. You might be wondering, why is it not plastic? Well, that's because I took the original one and made a mold off of it so I can cast metal ones. So I'm the only person in the entire world that has a metal version of this guy. And if you're interested, contact me on my Instagram if you would like a metal version of this guy. But without further ado, we're going to paint this bad boy in one of the random chapters. So let's see what chapter it is. 16. So let's paint that chapter. Alright, so I have all my parts sprued up right now. The gun and the little power pack are separate at the moment. So the first thing we're going to do is pick out all of the blue parts. So the blue we're going to be using is this. Alright, so there's the first coat of the blue. Now we're going to go over the blue. And the color we're going to be using is this. Kaboom! So here we are. Now the blue is partially done. So the next color we're going to hop over to is the yellow. And what we're going to do to start with the yellow is we're going to be using this. And there we are. But now we're going to go over the yellow with another color. And the color we're going to be using is this. And here we are. Now the next thing to do is to pick out all the little black bits. And the black I'm going to be using is this. And there we are. Now the black bits are picked out. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick out his belt and pouches. And what we're going to do to start with that, we're going to paint it all this. And then we're going to go over it with this. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out that little skull on his helmet, and we're just going to be doing this. We are going to be starting it off with that as a base, and then highlighting it with this. Alright, so now I'm at a certain point to where I want to put a wash over them before I do the metallics. So we're going to cover everything here in a wash. And the wash we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put some decals on him, and then I'm going to clear coat him a nice matte, and we're going to move on to the highlighting and painting all the metallic bits. So next time you see him, he'll be clear-coated. And there we are. That's just the regular decal. I just painted the beak orange. Got that on there. So now we're going to start highlighting. The first color we're going to highlight is the blue. And we're going to mix these two together, about a 50-50 ratio mix. Kaboom. So now that that's all highlighted, now we're going to hop over to the yellow. And the yellow we're going to be using is the one we used last time. We're going to use this to highlight. And there we are. Now he's all nicely and highlighted. Now we're finally going to move on to the silvery bits. So what we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now we're just got to highlight it. And what we're going to use to highlight it is this. And there we are. Here's the other ones too. Now that that's all nice and highlighted, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick out the gold bits, which would be the little Aquila on his chest and the handle or the blade guard for his little knife. So these are colors I'm going to be using. This is going to be for the knife, and these are going to be for his chest. This is what I'm going to use to start with, and then I'm going to come back and highlight it with this. So let's do it. Okay, there we are. Now we just got to add in a wash to all the little metallic bits. And the wash I'm going to be using is this. And there we are. Now that's all picked out. Now we just got to pick out the eyes and the little ruby on his chest. And we're going to be using red. We're going to use this red as a base. Then I'm going to go over it with this. And then I'm going to add in a little subtle line like a highlight, which will be this. And after that, I'm going to add in a little dot. And the little dot will be this. Let's begin. And there we are. Now the eyes are picked out. Now really the last thing to do is to glue all of his bits on and base them. So let's do it.
prisoners for the Emperor! Burn the heretic! Kill the mutants! Purge the unclean!
Well, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed painting this guy. This is a model that I made. I basically just, I explained it earlier, but I'll explain it again. I took an original model and made a mold off of it to pour metals, so I can make metal ones of that guy. So yeah, I'm fancy and bougie. But without further ado, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I definitely enjoy painting these models, and especially exploring the older world of Warhammer 40k. But without further ado, enjoy the montage.